I was on the speedboat with 5 of my friends, super sunny day, clear blue water, and I remember we're all laughing our ass off. And there's a wakeboard, and it's my turn to go on. So I get in the water, and I'm trying to get on, but I keep falling off. The whole time my friends were trying to help me. They were giving me advice. They were like, oh, come on, mate, you can do it. And at the end, I literally couldn't get up for like half an hour. They gave me an extra long turn. And when I was on the boat, one of my friends, he was like, bro, don't even worry about it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get up. I've always wanted friends like this. Guys who aren't judgy, people you genuinely are having such a good time with. And you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm bad at wakeboarding or like crazy. They just back you. I want to tell you another story. I was at this bar one night and I was with 2 of my good friends having a great chat. And basically they just seen me talking to a bunch of girls. They're like, oh mate, like how many girls are you talking to? And they're gassing me up. And there's this one girl at this table while we're all talking. I'm like, it's nothing, bro, it's nothing. And while I'm speaking, she literally gives me her phone for me to type in my Instagram. The boys noticed that. They're like, yo, even she's asking for your Instagram. And that moment, it made me realize, yes, when you are more social, when you're surrounded by good friends, girls will be interested in you. I guarantee it. It wasn't my looks, it wasn't any of that. Because when I go out on a night out, or I'm with people I'm not as close with, when I'm not around my close friends, I'm not being social, then I don't get any attention from girls. So yeah, I just want to let you know, you're gonna love life when you make this dream friend group. Either way, if you build an amazing friend group, if you build a beautiful garden, then butterflies will want to come. And the best way to build a beautiful garden is to have a good group of friends. That's the analogy. But even if butterflies don't come, girls, don't worry, because at least you have a beautiful garden. But I'm still promising you, bro, when you're super social, you will start getting some crazy amount of attraction from girls. I'm going to teach you the 3 important steps that you need to take so you can build your dream social friend group, whatever, right? I'm Finn, and I help young guys make really good friends. If you want more content like this, and you like the video so far, like and subscribe. I'm gonna get into it. The first step, I want people to want to be friends with you, so I'm gonna teach you some personality things that you should keep in mind that have worked amazing for me. I remember this, I was 14, and at the time I'd been hanging out with some friends for like a few months, but I was so awkward at the time. That night there was this one day, this girl put on her story, yo, there's a party happening on this day. And I remember I messaged one of my friends like, yo, you want to come with me? And I pulled up. But the thing is, right before I was going to pull up, my friend canceled. Oh, I can't come anymore. So I'm arriving at this party. I'm walking and I see this group of people. And I walk up to this girl and like 3 guys. I'm like, oh, is this this person's party? I'm so awkward. And I was lucky because this girl was so friendly with me, asking me questions. But I had absolutely nothing to say. That night, there was like at least 100 people. And like at that age, it should be super easy if you have any sense of confidence to meet a bunch of girls who like you. It should be super easy to be friendly with everybody. Everybody there was really nice. But I didn't have that crazy social experience that I've, started to have nowadays. Back then, I just didn't really know what to say. I didn't really know what to do. And it was kind of an awkward experience. I was just there. Comparing that to this, I think it was last Wednesday or the Wednesday before, I was with like 2 of my best mates. We're all laughing our ass off and we're about to go into this club, and because this is like a big social environment that a lot of people my age go to. And right before I was gonna go in, I don't know how this happened, but I remember I was speaking to 3 girls and we're having like a good laugh, and there's this like all of a sudden this fight just starts happening on the street. So like I'm there with these 3 girls I just met. We're all like fucking, whoa, what's gonna happen? Like we were like, whoa, what's next? Like it was basically a watch party. Like I had gone out, I just met these random girls, having a good laugh with them. I was floating around. I had so much fun. I talked to so many people. There was so many girls I could see girls were coming up to speak to me. It was just like an unbelievable experience. The reason that this happened is because I've worked on my personality. I've learned certain things that really, really helped me on a night out. I'm about to teach you those things, but compare that to the first party I went to. I didn't really know shit about this topic, and so of course I can't blame myself for not like having the best perfect night. I didn't know what I was doing, so I want you to be able to know what you're doing. This one day, I was at school, and there's these 2 really popular girls, and they're walking in front of me, and I'm like, oh hey, how you guys going? And we're walking, and as we are walking, I like was telling them, what did you guys do this weekend? And I'd tell a story about what I did this weekend. And then I had nothing to say. The conversation went fully silent. Now that I'd learned this lesson that I'm about to explain to you, I took a deep breath and I just didn't bother saying anything. I was just comfortable. We walked for about 10 seconds and then a thought naturally popped up in my mind. So I said it again and we had a good chat again. And then I went silent again. As we're walking, we're getting closer to our class. We're like in this footpath, we're going up the stairs, and I start having something to say again. And then right before we go into class, I say, good to see you guys. We walk in the classroom. Bro, I was like genuinely in shock. Like, bro, I don't have to speak the whole time. All this time I thought, if you want to have a good chat, if you want to enjoy a conversation with somebody, you always need to be speaking. I didn't realize how badly that was affecting me. The best approach is to be completely fine with saying nothing. Obviously, if you have full of energy and you have so much to say, then it's going to be a better conversation, like obviously. But being quiet in a conversation is also not bad at all. And I'm not going to expand on it in this video, but I want to tell you, if you start becoming more comfortable being silent in a conversation, you're trying to speak, but when there's nothing in your mind, you don't say it. You're actually, by not forcing saying as much, gonna start wanting to say more. You're not gonna, and especially if you start talking to more people, there's also gonna be more thoughts coming to your mind as you become more socially experienced. But trust me, it's really important to not overthink silence. Silence is calm. Silence is a good thing. This one time I was in class, next point, I was in class and, I'm sitting here, my friend's on my left, and this teacher walks around, and as she's walking around, my friend goes, miss, what do you think about the Israel-Palestine conflict? This was a while ago, right? He had read the news. He's genuinely interested in this. He just randomly blurted it out. It doesn't make sense. Why did you say that, right? They ended up talking for 15 minutes. The teacher loves this kid, bro. He gets so many extensions in class. He gets away with he kind of got away with a lot, right? He really, that really interested me. He just genuinely said what was on his mind and he launched it out, even though it might seem a bit socially inept. But it worked really well. So I want you to remember throughout your day-to-day, all the time, I want you to be super friendly with people. I want you to talk about everything that comes to your mind. Another story. Yesterday, let's say there's this open space. There's the horse races going on the left, and there's a McDonald's on the right, and there's just this little hangout area. And I see this guy that I recognized from the night, from the Wednesday before. And I go up to him. He doesn't recognize me at first. I just say, remember in Ebenezer's when I was sitting next to this girl? And then I told this story. I was his friends were there, so I was bro. So I'm sitting here and I tell this story. And I'm and this guy just fucking blurts it out. So I told this story. They're laughing. Obviously, I'm quite good at telling stories. I've been working on this for a while. But this guy literally didn't know who I was, right? And I went up there in the conversation and I just started speaking. I didn't think about, my friends are back there, I need to go back to them. I just genuinely stood there, comfortable being in the conversation. There was no thoughts in the back of my mind of when I'm gonna leave. I just went up and started speaking and genuinely being present instead of kind of speaking but trying to rush the conversation. I was just genuinely comfortable there. This guy introduced me to all his friends. He was super friendly when I was leaving. He's why aren't you coming out, mate? He's I'll see you next Wednesday. When you should, going up and starting a conversation is hard, but if you do it, don't just immediately think about leaving. Trust me, because when you do, when you're in this body language of you're speaking to somebody, for example, I went up to a girl once, I was you're really pretty, but in my mind, I'm I gotta go. And I keep thinking that thought. I'm trying to rush the conversation because I'm anxious there. Instead of taking a deep breath and genuinely just chilling there, silence is chill as well. Instead of just genuinely chilling there, I would rush the conversation. And what I noticed is the other person thinks that you don't like them. People are more insecure than you realize. One little mini point that I want to make, when you're talking to somebody, you want to make sure they know that you like them. Because more than you realize, people are so insecure and they think you don't even like them, even if you're talking to them. So when you go up to somebody, try your best to not be thinking about when you're going to leave. Just genuinely be present in the conversation. I know this is a bit complicated. it will make a bit more sense. It gets so much easier the more you talk to people. But basically what I'm saying is, when you start a conversation, focus, just genuinely get comfortable in your standing position. Like, let's say there's 3 people here. You walk up to them, hey, like the Indian guy that I met before. Hey bro, how you going? That's what I did. And I was like, he's like, oh, who are you? And I just genuinely stood here and engaged in the conversation. The main thing was, when thoughts popped up in my mind, I focused back to the moment. When thoughts popped up in my mind about, oh, my friends are there, I focused back to the moment. Just every time a thought pops up, bring yourself and focus on the conversation. Oh, I met you because remember on Wednesday, and then I just told the story, right? I'm gonna move on to onto step 2, which is like making a new mate. But I think these lessons, like they're really important. It gets so much easier when you start practicing it. I get it's super overwhelming right now, but trust me, these are really amazing things that really hold you back from having a good social experience. One day I was in the gym, and there's this guy there. He looks about my age, and I'm a bit nervous. I'm really tired. I don't really know what to say. But I just went up to him. I'm like, hey, how you going, mate? What's your name? That's all I did, right? And, we had chatted for a second, and then I said, oh, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm gonna go do my set. I did my set. I did another set. And then I went back to him. I was like, yo, bro, so why are you in Hong Kong? And then we had this conversation. When the conversation went quiet, silence is chill, remember? I didn't really, push it too much. I just went quiet. I was like, I bet I'm gonna go do my set now. And then whenever something would pop into my mind, I would go back and keep talking to him. See, it's harder to do this when you're in a social setting and you are still standing next to somebody. Because if the conversation goes silent, you need to tough it out and just think, be in the moment, don't overthink it. But in this scenario in the gym, which is probably the ideal scenario, when the conversation goes silent, you say, you breathe maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. You say, all right, bro, I'm gonna go do my set now. All right, good to chat to you. I'll be back in a sec. Or say, all right, low-key, don't overthink it too much, but just what I really recommend is keep going for a chat, and then when you feeling a bit awkward, you want to take a break, go back to doing your thing. This works especially well in the gym, because you go and do your set and then you speak in the meantime. So I just want you to know that when I went up to this guy, I was really nervous, and I got progressively less nervous every time I went to speak to him. And then by the next time we hung out, it was really easy to speak to him. Obviously I have a bit more social experience, so it might take longer for you, but what I will tell you is it does get better. The more times you start a conversation, the more times the conversation goes silent, and you just deal with it properly. You take a deep breath, remind yourself verbally in your mind, okay, it's not that deep. The next thing I want to tell you, so basically there was this guy, I was thinking about this in my bedroom, right? I'm thinking, oh, this guy, he used to be at my school, we would play tennis together. Oh fuck, how is he? So I'm sitting in my room on my chair, and I'm like, I bet I'm gonna just message him. I whip out my phone, hey bro, how you going? We have a little chat, text him, we should go hang out sometime. So after a little bit, we planned the time, okay, this Saturday. I met up with him. I haven't seen this guy in 9 months. We weren't even that close when we were at school. All that I remember is that we played tennis together when we were there, and I invited him to hang out, and we hung out. We had a really good chat. He was a really nice guy. He was really positive to hang out with. Genuinely, you'd be so fucking shocked that if you just invite somebody to hang out, and you do that a lot, that how much better your social life gets. And no one's ever gonna, first of all, no one's gonna take offense to you inviting them to do something with you, because it means you like them. No one's gonna dislike you for that. And the rare scenario where you say, oh yo, let's hang out, and someone says, answers rudely, those guys are dickheads, bro. Those are the popular guys in the school. Not real popular. I don't want to ramble too much, but there's some kind of guys who everybody kind of likes them, or they get a lot of attention from girls, but it's only because people haven't realized that they're a dickhead yet. The real popular guys are nice people. They're super fun and friendly, but then if you ask one of them to hang out and they don't want to, they're going to be polite and say, sorry bro, I'm busy. Sorry bro, I gotta do this. They're going to make up a polite excuse. And either way, sometimes that doesn't mean they don't like you. Sometimes, most of the time actually, they genuinely just do have shit going on. They would be down. Oh yeah, even if a weird kid at my school said, oh yeah bro, you want to come to the chess club after school? I'm down. But oh, actually, I gotta go to the gym, otherwise I'd come. That doesn't mean I don't like this guy. That doesn't mean I wouldn't go to the chess club with him. That just means I had something else to do, and we always overthink, oh, someone just didn't want to hang out with me. It's better, it may be the case that sometimes people don't want to hang out with you, but it's so much more rare than you think. It's maybe only 5% of the time. And it's better to not like go in that thought pattern. It's better to believe everybody wants to hang out with you and don't be arrogant about it, but just like in the back of your mind, invite people and assume, oh yeah, they like me. And then when they say no, that doesn't mean that, don't assume, oh, they don't like me. My best friend, we tried to plan a hangout for like a year, and my best friend from Australia, we couldn't find a time to plan out because he was genuinely busy, but we spoke, we were friendly. And then eventually when we found a time to hang out, it was so much fun and we got super close because all this time, instead of me thinking, oh, he doesn't like me because I'd invite him to do something and he was busy, I just assumed he was busy. And because of that, that opened me up to the opportunity to be super good friends with him. This one time recently, I met up with this guy. So there's this, it's like a mall. We're walking through the mall and I see him. I texted him, oh, I'm here. He's there. We're like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, okay, we're going this way. So we start walking. We're talking a little bit. I remember when we sat down because we were eating some food. It was just a tiny bit awkward. Like we were kind of just chilling there. And the reason it felt a tiny bit awkward is just because of the darting eyes. When you are feeling nervous, just lock your eye contact, smile and breathe. The worst thing, like the way that people can tell if you're nervous when the conversation goes silent, you can look away, that's chill, and you just look in like a similar spot, you're easygoing with it, or you can keep looking at them, smile and breathe, and it's not deep, and just stop the thought. When the thoughts come to your mind, just bring yourself back to the moment. Breathe, okay, it's okay to be silent. But every time you're gonna meet up with somebody new, if they're not like unbelievably good socially, the first half an hour is always gonna be fucking a little bit awkward. Like it's just an unsaid thing. I've noticed it with all of my friends. It's an unsaid thing that you don't talk about it, you don't say nothing. You just know like, okay, it's gonna be like a tiny bit awkward when I'm hanging out with this guy for a little. And obviously this gets a lot better as time goes on, but for me, I've always had this, and even after a fucking great social holiday, being with friends all the time, I still had this. And so it made me realize, is this even a bad thing? Who the fuck cares, right? Maybe it's better if we just accept, okay, it's probably gonna be a bit awkward for the first hour being with somebody until you get comfortable being around each other. And there's this one massive thing that helps you get comfortable being around somebody. I think it's one of the most powerful things that I've learned about when you're hanging out with somebody, what you can do. I met up with my friend to go to the gym this one time. So we're in the gym and we're taking turns on our sets. And in between sets here and there, I kind of have nothing to say. I'm just I go on my phone real quick, or we're just chilling looking in the distance. After the gym, we went to the sauna. And that's when I told him a story about how I really struggled at boarding school. I didn't I didn't tell him my whole story out the blue, which is okay. You can technically do that. But I didn't tell him an extremely emotionally vulnerable story until we had hung out for a little. And then when the time was right in the sauna and I know he's a nice guy, I was like, oh yeah, bro, so honestly, man, what's your opinion on this? This guy in my class always mean to me, and I don't really have anyone to sit with. And he actually, first of all, he gave me some good advice, but from that point on, every time we would see each other, we were so much closer. It was so much easier to speak to him. Because all this time, this guy didn't really, when you tell somebody something hard you're going through, you don't need to talk about it for too long, but you just briefly mention it and you ask them for their opinion or whatever. You're just so much closer to them forever, bro. You just trust them so much. And when you trust somebody, it's so easy to be social around them. Alright, you're following step 1 and 2. You've improved your personality, you're meeting up with boys. How do you finally put that all together and have the dream friend group? I'm gonna tell you exactly what we should be aiming for and how sick this moment was. I went out with my best friend. We were inside this club and we're all dancing. I was genuinely having the peak time of my life, laughing my ass off, hitting moves. It was just an awesome experience. I hadn't drank in months. Overall, it was sick. And then when we were in that club, there was a bunch of friends who came up to me. I bumped into these girls from my school. And then after, I was just having such a good time. I remember I was chilling with my friend and this girl came up to me, started dancing with me. She was very pretty. It was just a fucking awesome night. And the reason that I was so comfortable being social is because I was around my super close friends, the guys that I'd hung out with personally, and then we went on a social night out. You don't have to do this all the time, but I think it's good to do this sometimes. This night was good because of my friend that I was so close to, because I know he has my back. And the way that I met this friend, because I'm telling you, meeting a friend and then getting super close with them, I'm gonna explain like kind of how it happened. At first, when I was in boarding school, I was thinking about this the other day. So I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I remember when I was in boarding school, I would call this guy, yo, bro, and I would speak to him for 3 hours about what was going on in my life, about everything that happened. I was also thinking about that time I went back to Hong Kong for a holiday, and we went to the gym, we went to the sauna, we were laughing about music, we were telling like private, like personal stories. We'd gone so close. And then I was thinking about this other time where it kind of all came together. We would love our time together, but this one night, we went to this like social function together. We ate dinner before, and when we were there, we both had to, I remember this, there was like a group of people, and I had to say hi to them, hey, how you going? And I introduced my friend. But throughout that night, we ended up having such a good time. He started speaking to more people. That was gold. That was the most fun I had on the night out, even though he was like less social compared to hanging out with these group of boys the other time. Because the difference between your dream friend group and just having a friend group, you just kind of like invite some blokes together who you hang out with. Having your dream friend group, it takes longer because you're finding all the people you get along with really well, and then you introduce them together. And this happened because I spent so much time with my friend. The more friends you have at that level, and then you introduce them together, the more of a chance that you have at hitting like the best fucking friend group who you love being around, who has your back. Like that's how you get there. That's how you start loving your life more. This December, so like this last few months, all of my friends were in town. So I invited them, tonight we're going out, like who's coming? I made the group chat, and like I knew that 2 of my friends were coming out with me. So I put on the group chat, anyone else joining in? Then we would have dinner together, we'd all have a laugh, I'd be like introducing everyone to each other. You need to make the plans, you introduce them all together, and when you've got the best people, it led to me making like a friend group where everybody gets along so well, they're all super close to each other. We call it the December super team. Everybody was gassing it up like, this is the sickest friend group, everybody here is super hardworking, super nice. Every single one of the boys said that to me, that this is like the best fucking friend group. And I know for a fact it's because of me, because I introduced them all to each other. It doesn't mean that they owe me anything. It just means like I'm happy that I finally have all these boys together, and I'm so happy that they get along. This led to the wakeboard day, where I was with these guys. We had such a good time together. It may take some time, but if you want, I guarantee you, if you click the link in the description and you start learning from me personally, I can speed up this process by multitudes. I don't know where I'm going with that word. If let's say you could do this in 12 months, I could get you this done within 1 month if you took my advice personally. In fact, within 2 weeks, I guarantee you will have made a few friends if you click the link in the description and you invest in my product. I've helped many other people do this. There's testimonials on my link in the description. If you don't want to do that, it's okay. There's more videos on this topic. Just subscribe, like the video if you're all the way at the end. Comment it what's helped you, bro. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, man. I really hope this helps.